Hey, family, thank you so much for joining me. So, I wanted to talk with you about some signs that your twin flame might be a good fit, and then signs that they might not be such a great fit for you. So, I thought it might be fun to start off with the red flags and then end with the green flags. So, first red flag I would speak about is the person is being dishonest. They're lying. They're not telling the truth. Um, and I know it's important to consider the person's intentions, but if their first inclination is to not tell the truth, I think it can be dangerous because then, it's hard to tell whether they'll be telling you the truth or not. I would rather have the truth. For some people, I know they would say that they were lying because they wanted to protect the other person. But I think in the long run, it puts the person at risk more to not tell them the truth. So, lying, I would say, would be one red flag that I would not want to deal with. Um, Again, I understand people talk about intentions, and for us, it's easy because we know our own intentions. We only see the other person's actions. Um, and it's the other way around as well because our twin flames know their intentions, but they can only see our actions. And hopefully, in the work that we do, are moving to a place where we can understand each other's intentions and still have our actions line up with that. So, dishonesty is one big red flag for me. I would say a green flag with that would be communication. So, there should be nothing, and I've spoken with friends and family members and things about this. There should be nothing that the person hears about you from some random person that they don't know, that they haven't already heard about you, if it's the truth. So I guess it kind of dovetails with that, being dishonest, because then it would be tough for me to believe the person, to believe they're true, to believe that they're being sincere and genuine, when what I keep hearing is dishonesty from them. And on top of that, I'm hearing this story that I've never heard. I think that's why. However, it's also important for us to be honest with others, because truth begets truth, is what I believe. And that's been my experience. Um, there are some people, and this might be something that I go into in another video. There are some people who, unfortunately, it doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter what, they have the ability to just be dishonest across the board. Um, it's very unfortunate, I would say, but I think it's really important for us to be honest, to tell the truth to one another, to try as much as possible to take care of each other, take care of ourselves, to just keep the record straight, keep it clean. But the green flag is communication, and part of it is taking care of one another. Even if, some people say, well, why do I need to tell you if I'm doing trivial stuff? Anything could happen, and I might need to know where you are with what's going on these days. And hopefully, nothing is going on except a whole bunch of good times with us. Um, but I think communication is important, to feel comfortable enough to share um, the little things. Then I think that opens the door for us to be able to share the big things as well, to not feel judged, to feel accepted, to feel loved. I think it's really important. Communication is key. And if we can talk, if we could level with each other, if we could work through um, the any of the things, but in the beginning, the small things, and again, that opens the door for us to be able to work through the larger issues, the larger things as well. So I think communication is key to really get an understanding of one another, is really important. Um, So another red flag I would say is um, that the person doesn't show up, constantly, not being there for us in more ways than one. So we're showing up, we're saying, okay, they want us to meet them here, there, and we show up and we say, okay, and we know it's, we're trying to do the right thing. We're trying to build foundation for the relationship, and the other person is just not showing up. I think that's, the way that a relationship begins is the way that it continues. And usually it's the way that it ends, in my experience. So if the person is not showing up in the beginning, I think that it's tough for them to show up later on as well. And maybe they're showing us, showing you, if it's your experience, that they're not going to show up for you later. They're not, they're just not that guy, or they're just not that woman for you. So showing up is a big thing. And for those who have acts of service as the love language, I mean, for a person not to show up speaks volumes about them. And it's also really important with respect to the way we get currency in a union and what we call a relationship sometimes. So showing up is huge, and I'm sure I'll have more to say about that at a later time. Um, but the last green flag is that your twin flame is encouraging you to reach your goals, to do the things that you want to do in life, even sometimes if you're trying to not do it, sit on the sidelines, be lazy, not take the steps that you know you need to take, not take action, even though you get inspired, you saying, no, I don't want to move, I'm just going to stay. And the twin flame is pushing you, saying, nah, this is what you said you want to do. This is your dream. You need to get up and do something about it. And so I think for a person that's doing that, they want to see you win. They want to see you prosper. Even if you're not with them, then I think you have a winner in the twin flame. There are so many people who will be jealous of you, will want to see you fall, will unfortunately put negative energy out there in hopes to see you not succeed. And I think we talked about this recently, transmuting that energy um, into something better and using it to actually propel us, to fuel our fire, to actually get to what we want. So if we have someone who's standing beside us in the twin flame, who's helping us, pushing us to go on, to achieve, to get the things that we want, then I think it's so important. I think it can be great, an asset to us. So again, my red flags would be um, the first red flag is lying, not telling the truth. Next is not showing up. And then the green flags, communication. And then also finally encouraging us to reach our goals, to do the things that we really want to do in our lives. So I hope this was a good video. Hope that the information was helpful for you and your twin flame in figuring out if you are a good fit for each other, or if you're not so great a fit. And maybe you need to keep searching. But this is, of course, not the be all end all of any, decision making when it comes to the twin flame, because it's such a complex dynamic. I think that you have that knowing already, so you don't need this video to make a determination about that. But I think it's just one of those things that you can consider, these two red flags and green flags, and you know, looking at the union that you have and maybe even tweaking it to make it better, to make what you're doing better, and your twin flame as well. So thank you again for joining me. Hope this was helpful. I'll be back with you again, talk with you, and hopefully give you some more helpful information that you can use. All right. Thank you. See you next time. Love you. Bye.